I like this phrase, "Make America Great Again." Now, that's some copy. Somebody sat in a room
and it had legs.
somewhere.
Make America safe again. Make America strong again. Make America insert positive word.
Yes, you can do that, but you can also replace America with "Make me great again." Make us great again. In other words, you please make me great again. Make me work again. Make me whatever.
See, the offensive part to me of that slogan is the word again.
Oh yeah, it's making
Because so America
everything's
isn't
in the
great,
trash
America
now.
isn't strong, America isn't safe. That's bullshit. Those are all lies. America's
the
safer
again-
now than it ever was.
But the again perfectly dovetails with the fear that's being sold.
Yes.
Leave your blind obedience at the door. It's time for Carl and Mike.
Welcome, Carl Mike. I'm Carl.
I'm Mike.
And we're here at post. What do you call
The
that
morning
event?
after.
The morning after of the GOP convention.
Yeah, the morning after the speech.
The morning after the land of hell that got painted in the last few days, don't you think?
Yeah,
I don't
the
know what
morning
country
after-
that is. Are we living in South America? Are we in a South American? I kind of thought we were in a South American country. Maybe North America has moved south due to climate change. Because I felt like, we wanted to lock up the opponent, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. So it was kind of Banana Republic to me. And then we had General Missimo.
It's the dawning of the purge of all things. All things bad, all things foreign. I read that this morning. I wish I could say I came up with that, but I like that.
The purge.
The purge. We're going to purge the illegals. We're going to purge the Muslims. We're going to purge Hillary.
Right.
We're going to purge the Democrats and
Purge
everybody
the
that hadn't
Supreme
been
Court.
doing anything. Purge the Supreme Court.
We've been doing that already
Yes.
by
Yeah,
blocking.
We're going to get rid of it all, start over.
Yeah.
All fresh stuff.
We're going to purge the trade deals.
Purge the trade deal.
All of them are gone. We're going to go back to coal. Kind of got that. We're going back to coal.
Yep, going to get those miners digging again.
All of them working again. We're going back and we're purging.
Yeah, get out those masks. Air's not going to be clean. Going to purge the regulations.
Purge all regulations. You're in business. We're purging NAFTA and we're
Oh, yeah.
purging NATO. Out the door. You ain't paid up. It's like a little mafioso guy,
Yeah.
right? Hey, you owe some back dues on NATO and Russia's coming in. You want us to
You're
protect
paying
you?
for
Yeah.
protection.
You're paying for protection.
That's exactly what it is. They're
Exactly.
paying for protection. And the prices are going up.
And the prices are going up because you've
Yeah.
had too good of a deal too long, NATO. Never mind what NATO's designed to do. It's kind of anyway. You've had a free ride. The free ride is over. We're purging China.
All those shops selling pizza, got to pay up. Selling those gyros down there, the grease,
Yeah.
got to pay up for protection. French restaurants,
We
you
got
got to
the
pay
best
up for
army in the world. We will use it on your behalf, but you got to pay. Tired of bad deals. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're selling these steaks and wine and ties now. And
All made in the U.S.
yeah, we want you to put this little sticker in the bottom of your front window. It says, brought to you by, protected by
Yeah.
Trump
USA.
Trump Security.
Yeah. Maybe we can call
Wow.
we could change the company, the United States, to UTSA, United Trump States of America.
Yeah. What does the LGBTQ stand for? What was the Q? He said that
Q
several
is questioning.
times. Questioning?
Yes. You're questioning your sexuality.
Oh, so there's a Q on the end of that now. I
Yeah,
thought
there
he
is
just
a Q.
added that on
No.
his own.
He just says it the way someone who just had to read it for the first time.
Yeah, somebody that hadn't decided on one of the first initials they're still
Yes, yeah.
questioning.
Yeah. It was, so yeah, what's your thoughts? Three thoughts about the
Copywriters
speech?
won last night.
Yeah, he definitely didn't write that.
Well, first off, his daughter, great speech. She
Absolutely.
really did a great speech.
Yeah.
Looked fabulous,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I thought the Trump kids overshadowed the stepmother,
Yeah.
and she didn't look happy during the whole thing. She just really doesn't look happy.
Well, I think
And little Barron was busy playing games on his phone. Did you notice he always had his head down doing something in his lap? But Trump's speech showed discipline, which is scary.
Yeah.
To have that kind of-
it was a fairly well-written speech.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think
No,
he delivered
yeah,
it very
yeah.
as well as it was
Yeah.
written. But it laid out his really scary world.
and the people heard what they wanted to hear. And the thing that bothered me was when he said, it's no more being political correct. To me, that's him green-lighting people
Yeah.
being a bigot
Absolutely.
and being a racist. He green-lighted several things like that.
Because let's,
And
let's look at political correctness. You
Yeah.
know, what it's designed to do is to show some compassion and
make you
and
think before you
consideration.
talk.
Yeah.
And basically, he green-lighted. Just say what you think.
Basically.
Hey, be like me.
Yeah, be like me, basically.
But I thought the goodie is, I am your voice.
Well,
In
what-
other words, your anger funnels through me.
Exactly. When the spontaneous "yes, you will," I thought, was the perfect antidote to Obama's "yes, we can." It's really the difference right there. One is Obama led from behind in a sense. He was criticized for doing that. You know, but we're going to have to do it. And then I remember him talking to the gay population. It's like, you guys want this? You're going to have to. I'll get behind you.
Yeah.
But I'm not. You're going to have to show me.
Yeah.
Basically, it was his approach.
Yeah.
You show me that you got the kind of create the will out there, and then we'll get behind it. But it's a we thing. We're going to do this. If we're going to make this change, we're going to
Yeah.
make it together.
Yeah.
And really, that's what he was hoping to do with the Republicans. That was the we part. They included them.
Yeah.
Donald, it's all yes, you will. That's
Yeah.
a dictator's. It's a dictatorship.
You
Never
mean
thought I'd
they
see
were
it in the
chanting
United
back to him, yes, you will?
Yes, you will. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they were. Yes, you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Because he was going to do it all, right?
Well, they're abdicating.
It was him that was
Everybody.
doing it.
That's a big part of the problem is abdicating responsibility. Everybody says they're sick of institutions. Well, we gave them the authority to do what they do, whether it's church, corporate, or government.
Yes.
The people abdicated their responsibility to these elected officials or to these people in power.
Yes.
And for them to for anybody to get all excited that these people operate under their own.
Yeah. Donald wins. That means there's going to be enough Republican wins to keep the House and the Senate, right? So Donald's going to make executive orders look like patty cake, what's been done in the past. So he's going to go as far as he can go until
He
Congress
is
tries to
executive.
stop him.
The whole executive order thing was made
They'll have lawsuit
for
after
somebody
lawsuit.
like him to
Yes.
abuse it.
They'll have lawsuit after lawsuit, but until the Congress stepped up to fight him on that, and the Congress isn't really going to do that if he's
Yeah.
in, because that means if he wins, Republicans won on local levels,
Yeah, I don't know.
state levels.
It's gonna be interesting.
We'd have a dictatorship.
You know, there were a
We'd
couple
have a
of
dictatorship in the United
yes,
States.
there were a couple of people on Joe in the Morning this morning. They were I forget who it was. They were talking about are there enough? I think it was Mike Murphy, and he's one of the Republican
Right.
guys. They asked him, are there enough white people to push him into office? Don't know the answer to that question. Nobody knows.
But the answer-
Everybody's
I'll give you
going,
the
we
answer.
don't know anymore.
The answer is yes. And the mistake would be, the mistaken thinking is, well, okay, so Romney got, X% of the white, and Obama got whites too.
Mm-hmm.
He might have gotten 35%. Well, I don't know what an exact number, but let's say Obama got 40% of the white. Hillary could get 30% of the white. And that'd be enough. That'd be enough to flip Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
Ohio, Michigan, that whole Rust Belt area where the jobs are going to
Yeah.
come back. If you buy into that,
Jobs are not going to come back.
okay.
They're just
so he
not.
could get I'm going to say manufacturing Democrats.
If you said the jobs are going to come back, if he could get one plant to come back,
Yeah.
that he can then point to and say, these people came back. I made them come back.
Right.
And so you put 400 or 500 people to work doing what they used to do, and they're all excited and happy. Hey, Donald did this for us. Then the rest of the people can sit back and wait. He only needs to prove that he did it once, and then the rest of the people will be placated enough that they'll sit back and wait thinking it's going to happen for them. But the economy that is not coming back.
There was no forwardness to that speech.
No.
It had no recognition of not only is the economy changing, I mean, it's exponentially with technology. We talked about this with Airbnbs and the Ubers, and there's all sorts of shit happening
Yeah.
that's changing the way things work. This was a look to none of that. And that's the thing. That's what they should be talking on Morning Joe. Here's how he would get the jobs back. if you want to get back there and get the coal miners again, you put mofo tariffs, taxes on anything coming out of China. That means your Apple computer goes from, that laptop goes from $1,200 to $2,400. Just double the price of anything you're getting from China. Right off the bat, that's going to create some inflation like you ain't ever seen before. All right, so you have to do that. You have to kill the trade deals. Okay, so the change would be so dramatic in the prices in the United States to get it to the point where a company would say, well, if it's going to cost me $2,400, I'm going to make it in the United States.
Yeah.
And even then, they're going to hire robots.
Yeah, the thing that really, in general, scares me, or not scares me, but concerns me about the election in general is that no matter who wins, there's going to be a large segment of the population that's disappointed. And
Really
I mean,
disappointed.
really disappointed, yes.
If Trump wins, we're terrified. The country's going to go really bad. On the other side, if Hillary wins,
It's just going to be more of the same shit that they've been trying
Double-
to throw at the...
yeah.
they're going to...
as bad or worse.
Yeah. So the segment of the losers, we're going to let's call them the losers, the people that lose. They're going to go into a deep funk.
Yes,
I mean, a deep funk.
absolutely.
And
We're going from lock her up to Madam President.
yeah,
That's a deep
So
funk.
all of a sudden now you put somebody who's an ex-con, a criminal,
Whatever they painted her.
whatever they painted her,
They
she's going to
painted
be
her.
in the Oval
A
Office.
murderer. Remember, she's a murderer.
Yeah, so all of a sudden that kind of person is the one that's supposed
Right.
to lead
So
our country.
they're
So
not
they'll
gonna
do
fuck
everything
that.
they can to block
Right.
and obstruct, and they'll still try and put her in jail. If she's done something that you think you can get a conviction on, take her to court, people.
They didn't.
They didn't.
So
No, don't just
so
talk
there
about it.
isn't.
Take her, get up, find a lawyer. You can find some, right-wing lawyer that'll file a case against her, or file a suit against her, or file whatever.
I'm sure there is.
Criminal. Do a grand jury. Put together a grand jury. Let's do it. But
There's a fake reality around Hillary. This is 20 years of propaganda against her.
Well-
I'm not saying Hillary is a saint at all.
no.
She's a politician, but the caricature that they've created is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Chelsea Clinton said something, this I thought, and obviously she's a daughter, but she said, it's such a bizarre caricature of who she is. And that would be weird. Imagine if you had this bizarre caricature of you that really didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, I think, that's kind of what politics has devolved down to.
Caricature.
Yeah. I mean, look at the caricature that's painted around Donald Trump. I'm not saying that most of that's not
But
warranted, because that's the what
We're basing
those
it-
are the
we're
person
basing it
he
on
plays
his-
on TV.
But there's a difference, Michael. We're basing it on his exact fucking words. I saw several times
Mm-hmm.
they did with Hillary on this, what difference does it make? They tied the what difference does it make sentence to she doesn't give a shit that these Americans died. That was a gross pulling out of context.
Sure, but
Right.
it
We're not
but
pulling
for
shit
people,
out of
but
context
for
for
people,
Donald.
well, no, we're not. He's real good at deflecting. I mean, probably better than anybody I've ever seen. He can say something and he'll tell you loudly and often that he didn't say that.
Right.
That you're just making that up in your mind, and finally you get to the point where it just wears. I've seen him. He just wears the people down.
Well,
so we're not going to talk about it.
I don't know if you saw, HBO, Bill Maher has had a couple episodes after the convention. And so he had the guy on that wrote The Art of the Deal.
Oh yeah,
Trump
I've
didn't
heard
write-
about
wrote The Art of
that
the
guy
Deal. Yeah.
coming out of the woodwork
Yeah.
now. What it's too fucking late now. That dickhead should have surfaced 6-8 months ago. And where was
Yeah.
the lady that says he raped her when she was 13 years ago? Where was she 6 or 8 months ago? I'm sorry, it's too little, too late. He's in now.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting because we did the Trump cards with the narcissism and
Yeah.
And on Mars thing, he said if you go look up the classic definition of a sociopath, which is beyond a narcissist,
Mm-hmm.
he said he had all the symptoms of a sociopath. In fact, he said if he was to write The Art of the Deal today, he would call it the sociopath. So to answer the question about Trump, will say Trump lies. Just to just react to whatever
Well,
the
but
situation.
that's not the real problem. Is that him lying and telling these half truths? The problem is the people are following him. That's the real problem.
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me that somebody like him lies.
Yeah.
I had an ex-son-in-law that's like that. He will be that way for the rest of his life. That's just who he is. That ain't gonna change. And that's who Trump is, and it ain't gonna change. So it's really not his fault.
Right. No, it's the country's fault.
It's the country's fault. It's each individual's fault.
Because the country had 16 other choices on the Republican side.
It's their fault for voting for him, for continuing to believe, for sitting there and drooling over him. And I don't know what they think he's going to do for them.
Fear, 20 years of conditioned fear through hate radio, through Fox News, through the Republicans themselves. This is a byproduct.
So I really, it's the people that listen to him and follow him that have the fault. They're the ones that bear the blame for whatever happens.
Faults are our friends and family members that are there on that.
Hitler couldn't have accomplished what he did if people were willing to disregard their humanity and follow his bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's where we are here on this.
I don't understand the mentality that could listen to that convention. There was such a darkness to it. There was such a negative experience. I mean, just America was just this hellhole that I don't know. I don't know how you get excited about that.
They do. They get excited. I like this phrase, "Make America Great Again." Now, that's some copy. Somebody sat in a room
it had legs.
somewhere.
Make America safe again. Make America strong again. Make America insert positive word.
Yes, you can do that, but you can also replace America with "Make me great again." Make us great again. In other words, you please make me great again. Make me work again. Make me whatever.
See, the offensive part to me of that slogan is the word again.
Oh yeah, it's making
Because so America
everything's
isn't
in the
great,
trash
America
now.
isn't strong, America isn't safe. That's bullshit. Those are all lies. America's
the
safer
again-
now than it ever was.
But the again perfectly dovetails with the fear that's being sold.
Yes, right.
Right.
Because again means this last 8 years we've been on the wrong path.
Put me to work again.
Right.
You know, I'm not at work now. Put me to work again. Make me work again.
Yeah. Make America work again.
Make me safe again.
That's a
Make
great
me-
slogan.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, on reality, the again part is a lie to them.
It's
And Hillary,
written
by
and
the way,
designed
and
that
Hillary's-
way for a reason.
And Hillary's got no slogan.
And she's got what?
No slogan.
Well, no.
And that was, to me, the most effective part of Trump's speech, which you missed, was at the very end.
Yeah.
Because he said, what's Hillary want to say? Hillary has 3 words, I'm with her. And Trump said, well, I'm with you.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
I'm with you, America.
Yeah.
That was his strongest
And
part.
that's, that and he goes, I am your voice.
Yeah.
He's flipped it around. We've talked about this. He's flipped it around. He's saying this is about you.
Yeah.
He's saying this is about you. She's basically saying this is about me.
Yeah, I'm with her. Yeah.
Get in line behind me. And he's go, no, I will tell them what you want me to tell them. And that's what he's doing. He's their voice.
Yes, because I do think at some point Trump espoused fairly liberal democratic views, at least socially. And I think he is that. Okay, I've identified this population and I'm going to be their voice. Because he don't really give a shit either way, opinion-wise, on anything. So he's going to channel his people.
Well,
Did you hear a little shout-out to the evangelicals?
I
hear that
heard
one?
something about that.
Oh,
and
yeah,
said-
he wanted there was basically, if you're a church, you can't be giving political speeches basically in
Yeah.
church or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something. So he's going to abolish that.
Oh yeah, that
yeah.
worked out that works out real well for the Muslims and the imams that are speaking in
Yeah,
church
yeah.
and whipping everybody into a freak.
They never think about that
No,
because
no,
they
no,
always
no,
think
no,
about it from
no,
a white
no.
guy's perspective.
Yeah.
Right, the Christian white guy's perspective. Even the gun thing, they think about that from the white Christian perspective. But then a Muslim or black guy walks down the street with a gun, and all of a sudden, there's a different feel to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's going to come to a head.
Yeah,
That will come to a head.
that's coming to a head.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, we're getting
We're the
there.
closest to a race war that I've ever seen.
Yep. You saw the guy that got shot yesterday.
Yeah, with his arms in the air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
laying on his back. He's a therapist. He's got the guy that he's trying to help sitting at his
Autistic.
feet who's autistic, playing with a toy truck. This guy's laying on his back. He's got his hands extended straight out above his head at a 45-degree angle. Don't worry about me. I don't have a gun. I'm no threat. Pow! Cop shoots him. He asks him, "Why'd you shoot me?" The cop says, "I don't know."
You just said, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think people untrained freak out. It's the only thing I can
I think
think
people that are trained freak out.
of. Yeah. So let me ask you this. How many times do you think that happened in Iraq? Yeah.
With soldiers shooting people,
Fuck
civilians.
Yeah. How many
Oh,
times
yeah.
do you think that happened?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
lots?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're going to win the peace that way. No, I remember the guy interviewed said, I wasn't actually afraid because I had my hands up and I was laying on the ground.
Yeah.
And it felt like a mosquito bite. And
Yeah.
then I thought, oh my God, he shot me. Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't even afraid of being shot, really.
Yeah.
Because he figured, there's
Yeah.
no way they can shoot me. I'm laying on the ground with my hands up.
Yeah. Ain't wrong.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, thanks for playing. Next. Our next contestant is Bob
And
from Jackson, Mississippi.
and every time that happens, we're going to hear about it now.
Yeah.
That's like a news feed.
And all that does is feed into the next person that's going to get
We're going to shine
freaked out.
We're going to shine a big spotlight on
start shooting.
on the. What are you going to say? What would you say? 5% of the cops? 10% of the cops? How many do you think?
I think it's probably a really small percentage. I hope.
Under 10.
I want to believe that it's a very small percentage.
I would say it's got to be under 10.
Yeah.
But there were 1,000 cop shootings last year,
Yeah.
so that means 3 a day are happening.
Yeah.
That's got to change. That's got to change.
Yeah, and last night he talked about the cops being shot, which is good. I'm glad he
He's
did,
the
but
law
he
and order
didn't say,
president? No.
say anything about the innocent black people that are being shot.
Because Michael, at this point, he's going white.
Oh, he went white.
He's got 0% with the black audience right now. Statistically, he's at 0% with black.
His supporters are white, and his wife and daughters, they only wear white. Have you noticed that? Most of the times they're
No, I didn't
wearing a
notice that.
white dress or something. And one thing I noticed the other day, now this is the designer coming out at me, okay? You know what color the inside of his plane is with the leather seats?
Tan,
White.
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 What is that all about?
I don't
Purity?
know, but the white of the wives' clothes kind of blends in with the rest of the white.
There's a lot of
What
white, is
stands
what you're
out?
saying.
The Donald. It's orchestrated, folks. Everything about it is showbiz. Everything about it.
It's all showbiz, and it's to the aggrandizement of Donald.
Yes.
It's all about that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he had no real policy. He was just going to fix it.
I can fix it for
You.
you. I'm going to fix these trade deals for you.
Right.
I'm going to make sure it's safe for you. I'm going to make, all the stuff. Yeah.
Right. And
Everything's
everybody
good.
else is making bad deals. Mm-hmm. And I'm know how
I'm
to
the
make
only
good
one that-
deals.
yeah.
Because I wrote the art of the deal.
Yeah.
Which you didn't write the art of a deal.
Yeah.
A Jewish liberal wrote art of the deal.
Well, he put his name on, so all of a sudden he owned it.
Yeah. And vindictive streak
Huh?
with the power of the United States government.
Yeah.
He does lawsuits like left and right. That's his form
Well,
of
so
intimidation.
far he's seen people in the Republican Party not willing to stand up to him. If he does something really stupid and asks the military to bomb a civilian area, are they going to stand up to him?
No.
And if they do, then we're entering third world
Then we're in coup
territory.
land.
Yeah.
The only way you talked about, there's going to be a group pissed off, and I agree, regardless. But really, the only way to mitigate that, to lower that, is he has to lose and lose decisively. Like, it needs to be a blowout. I think that's the only way that there's any kind of attempt at course correction.
If he does lose decisively, though, the people that are supporting him will be completely crushed
But I'm
and
saying,
pissed off.
I agree, but at least it'll be such a dramatic rebuke.
It has to be a dramatic rebuke. It can't be a
If
like
Hillary
a
Clinton
1
wins,
for
if Hillary
2%.
Clinton wins like in a Bush versus Gore type of thing,
Yeah.
I think you're going to have civil unrest like you've never seen before. You don't go from lock it up to her winning by 1%. She needs to win. She needs to win decisively. And I agree, there'll still be, but at least it'll be America doesn't go for this shit.
Yeah, but she's got to give a huge showing
And she's not-
of the black population and the Hispanic population. Hispanic population may be scared to show up. Black population's going, hey, nothing happened for me for the last 8 years, and now they're still shooting. They're still shooting us. Fuck them all. I'm staying home. They do that, then Trump's in. He's in. He's in.
Or he gets enough of the white vote that went Democratic for Obama.
Yeah, and that's possible. I mean, he made a big play for it last night.
I mean, he's already going to get that I'm talking about in those Rust Belt states.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his path to victory.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Clinton is not a strong candidate. A large percent of the people going to vote this election will be going to vote against the other person. We don't have either candidate where it's I'm going for.
Yeah.
Well, you do it for Trump.
Yeah, you have a lot of people going in.
Saying
I'm all in for Trump.
If Trump gets blown out, it's because a lot of people. Samantha Bee.
Yeah.
She went on a bus through Pennsylvania, and she's just interviewing people, man, and she's asking questions like, "Do you know anybody that's voting for Hillary?" There was I don't think any woman should be president. There's that element which we have not looked at.
That's an age
No,
thing.
these people were not that old. No, and the girl was right there with them. Yeah, and she said, I kind of agree like that because, we can get crazy sometimes.
Because I want him to take care of me at home so I can take care of my kids.
Yeah.
So, okay, I can see that. If he
There
was
still is an
working
element-
like he used to, I could stay home with my kids.
We think we're so evolved on things, but there's still an element, and it isn't even talked about in the media, that there's an element of the population that doesn't want a woman president.
Okay, I'm going to make a prediction right now. He's the next president.
I'm not going there. I still think she could wipe this thing out.
We'll know next week. He is going to steal her thunder all week long. I don't care what she does during the convention. He's going to try and overpower it.
And I'm going to say to you, I think you're buying high on Trump right now because he just came out of the debate, out of the convention. Okay, we haven't heard Clinton's side, and you haven't even allowed for the Trump gaffes that are going to happen between now and the convention.
I discount any gaffe that he does between now and then because I put too much credence on the gaffes that he's done before, and nothing happened.
There's this, no.
I don't believe that
30% of America that's behind Trump, solidly. There's no gaffe that he could do. He could literally shoot somebody on the street and get away with it for 30%.
Which he did quotes on one of the cards.
It's on one of our certifiably Trump cards. Please go check that out. So yes, I think I think you're buying high. Quite frankly, maybe it'll be interesting in the debates. The debates are the wild card too. The famous Frank Lutz, you know who he is? He's a famous pollster. He was on Bill Maher recently.
Yeah.
And he said, right now Hillary would win by 3%. And so Bill Maher asked him, who's going to win this thing? And he says, tell me the rules of the debate, and I'll tell you who wins.
All right. You want me to tell you what the rules of the debate are going to be?
Yeah.
Whatever Trump wants them to be. He has changed the rules of everything. I mean fucking everything.
But doesn't there have to be some, I don't know how it all works, but there has to be some, the two camps have to talk about the rules of the debate.
Sure, they can set the rules, but that doesn't...
when he gets on the stage...
He'll play by his own rules. He'll agree to whatever the terms are. He'll negotiate, because he does that. That's what he does. He'll negotiate his best deal. But that doesn't mean that once the game is on, he has to live by them. Nobody's going to say, have you ever heard somebody say, hey, you agreed to do this? In other words, have you ever heard anybody say, well, you agreed to answer the question? The questions that are asked are never the answers that are given. Never.
No, I get that, but I think the rules of the debate are more like, we're gonna stand, walk around in a roundabout thing, or we're gonna sit in chairs, or we're gonna, whatever. There's some rules around that.
That would, okay, let's say they say you have to sit in a chair. I can see him standing up, getting excited and standing up. And because he gets up and stands up and gets excited, he gets the crowd going. That's what I would do. I agree to sit in a chair, but I'm going to get up because I'm enthusiastic about what it is. And I know that if I get up and start talking, I can get the crowd behind me. The debate is showbiz.
Right, so that's his advantage. But she's a pretty good debater.
That's his world.
She's a pretty good debater.
Don't care. The debate is showbiz. Everything for him is showbiz. Everything for him is about appearance.
See, but I think the debate is a real opportunity for him to really piss off women.
To piss off who?
Women.
I don't think he cares.
Well, he's
The
got to get enough of them.
The women that are going to be pissed off about him are going to be pissed off at him now. They're
So
not
you're
gonna,
basically saying the die's cast as far as
Yeah.
this. Well, the die's cast. He's behind the polls, and Trump. Trump is behind the polls if the die is cast.
He's been behind all the time. The rules that everybody's been playing by for decades no longer matter.
I get that, but does that mean polling no longer matters too?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Yes.
I don't think.
I think there are a lot of people that'll vote for
I
him
think
that would
538
never.
will still get it right at the end
Well,
of the day.
I think there's a lot of people that would that are going to vote for Trump that would never admit it to anybody who called. Plus, the other part of the polling thing is, remember, all old polling was based on landlines. You got to get to people's cell phones now.
Sincerely hope you're wrong. I do think
Oh,
you're
I
buying
do.
high.
I do too. Well,
I'm not. I think it's a possibility.
so you think I should buy high and short him?
Yeah, I think we should be diligent and not take anything for granted on this. And this is a serious existential threat to the United States of America as a country.
Well, I think
It's not just which direction we
nobody's
want to go in,
taking
like left or right. It's like, do we want to continue as a democracy, or do we want to go into dictatorship?
Well, the people that we've abdicated that
And do we want him
responsibility,
to be
the
the
people that
dictator?
we've abdicated that responsibility to, have failed to stand up for us.
Yeah.
In other words, we've taken our kids to church because we thought it was safe.
Right.
We let them be around the priest. Now we find out the priest has been diddling them. But it was our mistake for taking them to church and not watching and not trusting. It's the same kind of thing. So I think Trump is like the diddling priest.
Well, I guess we'll end it on that note.
Trump is a diddling
The
priest.
diddling priest, I think. Yeah.
Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? The diddling priest.
And the diddling priest of a hellscape that was painted in that convention. That America is a very dark place.
Well, somehow, I think we're all a little bit responsible for getting us to this point.
We are responsible.
Absolutely.
How am I responsible? The people that are not fighting against Trump. We're out there putting certifiably Trump cards out there. I think we're doing our.
And we'll vote, but the impact that we have is minimal compared to the people that we voted to put in office that should have stood up to him early and often and didn't. And that's what I'm saying is we've given that responsibility over to somebody else, thinking that they would guard us against this very kind of thing happening in this country. And I'm just sitting here watching it happen. It's like watching a slow train wreck. I can't push the lever and stop the train.
Well,
I can wave my arms and say, hey, you're getting ready to crash.
Yeah, I think we can try.
I think we
we're
all
on this
can try,
podcast
but-
talking about we're putting
Yeah.
out a little trading card. I mean, whatever. People can
Yeah, but
share stuff online.
Here's the
and
deal with the trading cards. What is it up to now?
have a
There may
small
not be
audience.
any interest in the trading cards. People may not care. People that already think of him as a narcissist already think of him as a narcissist, and nobody else is going to be interested in that. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Well, we always
Submarining our own deal. I don't know.
That'd be Michael Morris, Marketing
Yeah.
101. All right, well,
And for people that have donated that want the cards, email us. We'll get you something. We'll get you a full set of PDF files. You can do with it whatever you want to do. If it doesn't make.
we're all kind of we're in that Debbie Downer place after the GOP. Let's see how we feel a week from now.
I don't
Now,
know.
it'll be interesting if she goes all negative and it's all about lock her up, and the Democratic equivalent is if it's all about Trump, because this Republican convention was all about Clinton until he got up. It was 90% about Clinton.
Yeah.
I still didn't. I saw Paul Ryan. Didn't hear one idea from him, one
Who, from Paul
policy.
Ryan?
Yeah,
He's another one of those
He's the
people
head of
that-
the House of Representatives.
That's right.
He's the legislative body.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen him share. Here's the vision for America. We're going to do this, this, and this.
Doesn't have any. He's worried about his own job. He's worried about his own future, and he's going to just play it safe as he can and try and weather the storm. But the problem is the storm is huge, dude. This storm is going to envelop your ass, just like it's going to envelop us all unless somebody makes a stand. We can make a stand, like you said. We can do whatever we can, but
I have
beyond
more
that,
faith in the American people, Michael. I still think this is a blowout.
I hope so. Even if it is a blowout, there's that segment of society, say 30%,
Yeah, but you know what? I
that are
don't
going to
care.
be so pissed off and so upset.
But they'll be also so defeated. And then they can go back to their little talk radios and little Alex Jones.
Yeah.
And they can run their mouths over on the sidelines. But they aren't going to affect our lives. They're not going to put Supreme Court justices in place. They're not going to legislate.
I hope so.
That is.
I hope so.
I
Anyway,
need you, America.
yeah, get out there.
Stand up. Peace.
Out.